Immediately.
We're live now. Oh
We're
man.
live. Oh
Oh
god.
gosh.
I just tipped that over. That break.
Oh no.
We're good.
It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine.
Important.
Don't worry about it.
Hi. There's been no stream announcement. This is incredibly unorthodox.
I do it.
Oh, you do it. Thank you.
I'm co-host. I do it. Speaking of it, I do it because Chrome crashed. I now have to reopen my stream view. Lamau.
M overlay first. And
Place your bets on how many times Moverly is gonna crash today.
Do I even want to play Melee? Or am I about to like hard switch to a different category? When is Project Plus getting rollback?
Please. I wanna play Smash.
So many people want to play Smash. Rollback.
And none of us are playing Ultimate. That's where the Steves are.
I
Or
would actually
something, I'm
have
told.
to understand how to fight Steve. And I don't think I need that in my life. I think
I don't want.
I learned Isabel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I learned Bowser Jr. I learned Samus. Who else
Did you
is
ever learn
always
Min
in that
Min?
stupid game? Min Min, no, I did not learn Min Min.
Yeah, Min was
Min Min?
late.
Why is Min Min not like number one? I have seen that like angled charged F smash dragon.
If you get in on her, there's not much she can do.
Okay. You hate to see it.
Yeah, she doesn't have great get off me tools, is my understanding.
Just give her a DP.
Simple.
Like, we've got the game Dive Kick. I want Dragon Punch game. Everybody has a DP, and every DP kills.
I see nothing wrong with this. Certainly not because I don't remember what Dragon Punch is.
Dragon Punch is like Shoryuken.
Okay. Then I do remember what Dragon Punch is.
Okay.
I thought I was wrong.
Nope.
Hello, Box. The stream is real.
Hello, Box.
I told you it was gonna happen. You didn't believe me.
Oh, Willie. Hello, small child. I will fight for you. I will commit minor crimes for you.
I will commit one misdemeanor for you.
At least. Multiple felonies depending upon the county.
I will be tacky. Just once.
You're so fucking cute. God damn it. One thing that I do to him now is I'll just like bend down like I'm gonna pick him up, and I just make kissy faces at him. And I don't do nothing. I just make kissy faces. And it's his head short circuits. He's like, Daddy. Hi, Daddy. 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 Hi, Daddy. Daddy. What's next? Daddy.
Something else is supposed to happen here. Why is it? What? Bat has been he's been handling being held with his leg support a bit better. I think he's struggling under his own weight, being picked up otherwise.
Yeah. It's probably just uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he doesn't like being held upside down like a baby. Because most cats, they kind of get used to that.
Yeah. William can put up with it. He's like 90th percentile. Like with how fine he is with it.
Yeah. Riker is okay with it sometimes. Not very often, though. Flo is
William is ever
the
not
poster child. Ruffles liked being held like that. She was a rag doll. But she liked it less later in life, though, as she got older.
Interesting. I find that cats, as they get older, kind of become more amenable to those things.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe she was just getting cranky in her old age.
True. Oh man. Oh man, I'm home. Sheesh.
Yeah, is this gonna be a melee stream or is this gonna be a just chatting
This
stream?
is gonna be mostly just chatting. I'm gonna go into the lab and I'm gonna push buttons.
Melee stim toy while you talk about
I know.
events
Here's
and
my
topics.
fidget toy. It's very advanced. It cost me around $250. Well worth the investment. I don't think I'll ever need another fidget toy again. I really think this pushes all of my
Fidget
buttons,
Cube's got nothing on you.
know?
Switches.
How was the vacation? Dude, the vacation was flawless. Almost flawless. Technically, it was flawless asterisk. There was 1 hour where shit nearly went completely south. Like, ruining the rest of the entire weekend south.
Ugh.
I went out for a bike ride. I brought my lunch with me. I ate lunch on the river, had a beer, sat on a giant rock. It's a very large rock. It's a rock notable size girth. I am going to use that word. And
A fine word.
after I have had my lunch on the girthy rock, as it were, I get on my bike. There's a loop around like the river that I stay on. There's multiple bridges across, and you can just make bike loops around wherever you want. So this is the bike loop that goes between the two peaks of the mountain that I was staying at. So it's probably not too long. To 5 miles tops. Not crazy. But I do that loop. I get home. I'm like, I need to sit. I need to hang out. So I go over to my car, put my helmet in, try the door, try the door, doesn't work. Go over to my thing, use the clicker to unlock the door. It unlocks front door, doesn't unlock the rear door, won't unlock the trunk, won't lock the car anymore, won't do anything to the car. I take it out, I flip the battery, put it back in, take it out, flip the battery, put it back in. Does nothing. I spend a half hour to 45 minutes riding my bike back down into town to the Rite Aid to spend $20 on button cell batteries because it only came in a 6-pack for the fucking battery that I needed. Thank God that they actually had it, although at this point I don't even think it mattered. Swap out, new battery, still nothing. Swap out a second, new battery, still nothing. I'm like, I'm about to go off on this joint. I call my folks, they're like, no, just use the manual start. I've never in my life seen manual start in my car. It is a keyless entry. You just push the button and it turns on. Now, normally these cars have a traditional key ignition switch in case something goes wrong. I've owned this car for like 2 years. I ain't never seen shit like that. And I'm talking with my phone, or talking on my phone with my folks. What's that word? Is it a homophone? Just 2 words that sound alike? No, that's 2 words that sound alike that have different meanings. 2 different words have very similar syllable matching. There's a weird thing. My cars need to retain actual keyholes. Ain't that the fucking truth? So apparently my car does have a manual start ignition. You take the entire fob, the whole oval thing, and you just shove it in this slot. The entire thing. I did not expect any such mechanism to ever exist. Let alone if the wireless is not working, that somehow does. Like,
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. My car too is. Oh no, the button doesn't work. Well, there's only the button. There's no insert here. There's no ignition. It's just button. And apparently you're just supposed to hit the button with the fob, which at least with in your case, there's a shape where you place the fob and it fits. This
yeah.
is just
Eh.
push it. And it still baffles me
I
that that
fucking
works
hate
every
keyless
time.
entry. We needed to do something different than what current keyless entry is. It has caused me anxiety and hundreds of dollars. Oh my god. Audrey's volume could be brought down by 5 to 10%. You're too
That's
loud,
unusual.
girl.
That no one's ever said that.
Don't ever say that to me again, please.
Not even that. I'm just usually the quiet one.
I know. Yeah, card fob didn't work until I did the manual start, and it apparently like paired it to the car again. If I know, man. Right. Falco. Back and forth. Yeah, so I also got shafted by scheduling today. Currently, MATE, Melee at the Elm, is doing its 4th iteration of the monthly tournament series. It is the 4th tournament that I have not shown up to, despite being TO'd and funded, organized by my very good friend 22K. I've come to realize living in Greater Boston is not as good as you think it is. It is like, despite like, yes, it's expensive. Yes, the people are rude. Yes, the driving sucks. Yes, the groceries are expensive. But is it really all that's it's cracked up to be? You know?
No.
Oh my goodness. I guess like going back to Lincoln, New Hampshire is where I was vacationed. It's this tiny little town, but there's a lot to do because it's like both a ski town and it has a amazing off season. It has like a river with tons of fishing spots. It's got like zip lines and bike trails and tourist
I could go for a zip line
attractions.
about now.
There is a water park in the mountainous New Hampshire. There is a water park that I could have driven to. And there are also like multiple theme parks in the state. Like, it's a very weird state.
Yeah, New Hampshire is a
But
different beast.
I love it so much. And there is one little corner of it that I've been going to most of my life. I learned, most likely, like, if I learned to swim, it was in grandparents' swimming pools and that river. We didn't go to, you know, Disneyland or Universal Studios. Busch Gardens,
Me neither.
one that we went to. I don't know if you're familiar with that one in Virginia.
I think
Box, you would definitely be familiar with Busch
believe-
Gardens. You should be very close by to it.
once upon a time, my family went to Busch Gardens, I think. I know they went to King's Dominion.
Hopefully a positive thing, but that's just me. Listen, we do all of the correct things, Boston, at least. Everybody does mostly correct things, all right? Some of the better pandemic response, I'll just stop there.
Yeah, I've
I've been there several times.
seriously
yeah.
considered moving up to the New Hampshire area. If I end up moving up north,
I think
that's probably the area I'll look at.
I think the pub house might be in New Hampshire. We'll see.
I mean, I imagine like property bills and stuff might be a little bit more affordable there than in Massachusetts. So.
That's actually not that true. The property tax is where they nail you in New Hampshire because they don't tax you on basically anything else. There is no sales
that's the
tax.
only tax they got. So, right, that's what it was. Yeah.
Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Yes, I've been there several times. Is Alpengeist? Was that still there the last time you went? I rode Alpengeist. That's one of those hang below the track, 13 G's of rotational force throughout the course of the track. Like,
that sounds like a blast.
We are not going for straight lines. That is a failure of design on this coaster. Pretty sure it's still there, yeah. Oh. It's so interesting. I can do flippy and twisty and turny coasters. I cannot do drop coasters. On like a vertical drop roller coaster, I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna die.
Like when you say vertical drop, how vertical are we talking about?
Not
are we
like
talking
Tower
about
of
just a
Terror
straight
vertical
drop, or
but just like anything that there is nothing else besides high to low in this ride. Those I can't stand. Like my stomach goes up into my fucking chest. I can feel it. I can feel my organs rearranging themselves. I hate it so much.
All right, maybe I won't take you on Powder Keg. That was my first big roller coaster, and the first time I went on it, I was ready to kill the person who suggested that I get on it.
Yeah.
I was not a happy camper, but now it's great. Yeah, Silver Dollar City's the main theme park I've been to. I haven't really gone further out than that for a long time. Certainly never to Disneyland or Universal or whatever the heck. But apparently a number of like theme park roller coaster rating YouTube channels that Isaac has watched have said that the roller coasters at Silver Dollar City are some of the best in the country. So
yeah,
I guess I'm spoiled. So big props there, I guess.
My first roller coaster was, I think it's called Flashback. There's a Six Flags in New England. And I couldn't go on any of the big boy coasters, but Flashback is one of the kiddie coasters, and it's 2 loops, literally just loop de loop de loop de loop. That's it. Except the cart goes through it forwards, then backwards, then forwards, then backwards. And apparently they let the kids get traumatized by that.
Oh, that's great.
Backwards loop de loop is kind of terrifying. I'll never forget
Yeah, I don't think
that
there's any of
moment.
those at Silver Dollar City, but I imagine that would be
Unsettling.
unnerving to say the least. I think the oldest coaster there is Thunderation, which I want to say is like one of the wooden coasters, and it has gotten pretty rickety.
I think of the other like kiddie coasters.
Your teeth are gonna chatter riding on that thing at this point.
I think this is Busch Garden. Well, there was definitely one called like Poison Ivy after the Marvel superhero. That was like an indoor coaster, which like I don't know if those even count.
Sure, why not?
There was one I also remember called the Big Bad Wolf. I liked this one just because I thought it was gorgeous. Like it was a hang below without an anchored chair. So whenever you took turns, the carts would sway back and forth with the course.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I thought that one was awesome. My dad wanted to vomit. My mother is trying to convince him not to get divorced today. Me and my brother are going out of our tiny little minds. And I thought it was so beautiful because it like goes over like lakes and forests. It like exits the park and goes through the nearby forest, which is like badass.
Yeah, there's one of the coasters. I'm trying to remember the name of it. If you're you're out there late in the evening, you'll usually see a bunch of like bats and stuff flying around it,
Yeah.
which is pretty fun. Their newest coaster, Time Traveler, is amazing, and I want everyone to ride it. It's sick. This is the only coaster I've ever bought a T-shirt for. It was worth it. Free spinning cars. It's great.
Oh.
Yeah, there's big old magnets in them, so it slows them down, so they're not like spinning out of control.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's different every time you ride it because depending on the
Yeah.
weight distribution in the car, it'll spin
How
differently.
many people to a car?
4, 2 facing forward, 2 facing back.
First roller coaster would have
So-
been my childhood beach spot. Brought up Six Flags Green Lantern coaster that was so poorly executed that literally punched you in the groin. Okay.
Awesome.
Actually, so there was an idea or something I want to say.
Mhm.
I honestly think that one of the bigger inspirations or one of the bigger factors that led me to game design as a kid, you ever
Mhm.
do any of those 4D rides at amusement parks?
I don't think there's any of those at Silver
Fox,
Dollar
there
City, and I haven't really
definitely was
been
a 4D
to.
ride at Busch Gardens, which is like one of the fucking coolest things I've ever done as a kid.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been on one
Easy.
of those. Yeah, so the first time we were there when they had Time Traveler,
Big Bad Wolf.
there
is
was a
Busch
storm that
Gardens.
rolled
Oh, no, I
through.
got served.
Ireland won. So Ireland won the 4D ride.
Yes, oh my god, it is the Ireland one. Fuck. Oh my god. So like I vividly remember this ride because of how much I just fell in love with what I fucking experienced. Um we had to wait in line like an hour because like the presentation is like 15 minutes, right? And then there's only like so many people that you can fit into the theater. Um you go inside and you strap yourself in and it's like a fucking projector movie, right?
Mhm.
Yes, there is a talking horse. So the thing starts with you are on a horse. The horse looks up at you and starts speaking. And it's just like some fucking whatever. Like, we gotta rescue the princess. We gotta go on do the thing. Boo boo. Hey. And we're just like, yeah, sure. I waited in line for this. I'm just signed up for whatever the hell you're fucking laying down right now. And
So true.
then the seats start shaking, right? In
Mhm.
fucking as best as it can in rhythm
Yeah.
with the horseback ride. And it's not just like horseback riding. It did haptics for jumping over gaps. It did haptics for somehow simulated haptics for long plummets. Like the horse jumped off of a cliff, fucking Elden Ring style at some point. And it felt like you were falling. There was fucking river sections and there are water jets in the fucking walls that spray you as Box literally types it in chat. Like I have been on multiple of these types of rides that aren't just like roller coaster, that it's as much a visual like haptic experience as it is anything else. That one of the I still think about this. Is it in like a theater? Yeah, it is in a theater. But all the seats are like super specially engineered. The first time that it ever happened to me, it was in this place called Six Gun City, which I'm pretty sure is closed down. I googled it the other day and could not find anything.
Darn.
Fucking there was a illusionist like thing. It was Six Gun City was based off of an old western town, right? And one of them was illusionist whatever, and they had like some of the
Mhm.
basics, like the bottle that would roll up, or the up a desk with the
Mhm.
wonky tricks of the angles, like a couple of basic illusionist kind of sets up that the customers can, or the fucking park goers can engage in.
Mhm.
and then they all get you in a room, and they all sit you down, and it's in like a church with like the bleachers are facing each other, right? And there's a big central hallway.
The bleachers.
That's the best fucking thing I got. There were tiers. It's staggered according to height. It's a good picture.
Advanced
Alright.
pews.
Advanced pews. So everybody sits down and they strap in, and then walls start turning.
Oh, that's nice.
And then
They're supposed to do
and
that.
then you can feel yourself like lying on your back in your seat. And then the room is upside down. And I can't decipher this memory. It's too blurred. I swear to God. Like, 'cause realistically, there's no fucking way that they could just hang a bunch of people from the ceiling with the level of straps that I thought I had on. Not possible. Either that or a big contributor to the parks and being shut down. I always wondered like how they managed to simulate the feeling of being upside down using like
legally.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't specifically remember like big straps and everything like being locked in, but I could be wrong. If it was as simple as that, it's just a fucking thing over. Likely be able to find a video of that ride on YouTube. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, so the time traveler ride, the first time we tried it out, there was a storm that had rolled through, and it was just a short little summer storm. So we waited it out in the glass blowing shop, and a bunch of people just left the park. So when the rain was gone, we all came out, and lo and behold, there was no line for the brand new roller coaster. So we rode that a couple of times very quickly and got a little nauseous as a result.
Oh man.
But because there were so few people, Isaac and I were able to get on one of the cars and have nobody on the opposite side. So it's heavily weighted towards one side, and we spun so much.
Oh man.
Because of it. It was great. Distracting Box, sponsored by Defunct Land.
That's a tricky little laser that I don't know if anybody gives a shit. But like
hey, I'm playing Melee. We're talking about the technical stuff about Melee. Does anybody care about this laser? Please care about the laser.
Falco mains be like all the time. Please care about this laser. That's all I have. But
so when did you watch the awesome sauce video?
On
the drop
ledge dashing and stuff.
Yeah.
I watched that on vacation.
Well, you came out when you were on vacation. I assume you saw it as soon as the notification popped up or whatever. So
yeah, I want to say I started it like before you guys posted the link. But like it got to the wave dash stuff, and I'm like, this is old news. I've seen this video from 17 other YouTubers.
Ew.
Little bits and pieces of it. It's like it is a beautiful primer. That's the thing why I'm like, I so emphatically endorse Awesome Sauce. He is the best primer on why Melee is broken. Not just here is this thing that is broken. Like most of the time in all of his videos, he does his best to deep dive into the exact reason why. He gives the reason why port priority changes throws. It does. And I to this day, I will still always choose port 4. 1, because it's my favorite number. Screw off. 2, because
convenient.
The lowest port, aka the highest number, will have one more frame of hit stun on all of their throws. One frame. Do you think one frame matters?
In Melee, yes. There's no buffers.
I think it matters, especially on Falco, who is the poster child of having nothing off of throws. I just literally don't have any throw setups. Every other top tier does.
I remember visiting Busch Gardens with my family one year, and it was a very hot day. We were in the German-style dining hall, and the power went out for the entire park and had to be evacuated completely. Oh man!
Did they give you your money back? They damn well better.
People get stuck on the rides.
Yeah, come eat the Wiener Schnitzel while it's hot.
Ach, nein!
We're going to throw it away.
Ein Powerleitzen ist...
Oh man.
ist Autzen kaputzen.
It took a little too long on that one. Gave us free passes to come back at any time in the future. Oh! We took your money. We're definitely not gonna give you your money back, but here's store credit.
Store credit.
Store credit.
You're already at the park, so you must have already enjoyed their many amenities somewhat.
Yeah, that laser. I think that's a tiny fake out. Cause like so many people react to like this, like when he takes out the gun. Whereas, especially if it's a short hop facing forward, there's like a backflip, reads that you're going back. But like if you look at my input viewer, I can get these backflips out just by tapping back at the appropriate time and then having a lot more to do, or a lot more control over my drift. Do backflip forward, which is like a part of the whole backflip, wave dash, double cross up. That's messed up. I've never done that in game before, but when I can, oh my god. It's just such a ridiculous, like, not even a 50-50. It's like a 30-30-30. Whether it's in, out, or down.
Yeah.
Because, like, even you can say, like, oh, that you can't, like, wave dash out from here, but...
Man, you really can't go on a vacation to the mountains without getting a Life is Good shirt, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Do you know? Guess how many Life is Good shirts I brought home.
When you brought home?
How many Life is Good shirts do I now have?
What the like one for every day of the week or something?
Life is good, okay? I need to keep saying it to myself, otherwise I'm not gonna believe it.
True.
5. What is your guess, Audrey?
I mean, I was also gonna say 5.
That your final answer?
3?
No.
Higher or lower than 5? 7? 12?
7.
34.
I think it's 7. So
one for every day of the week. All right.
They have an entire second floor of their store for the sales. And it is not just like one rack of sale items. It is floor to ceiling last year's fucking like 2021 like merch that's now half off or better. So this t-shirt, which is like lavender purple and I love it to death already, is like $16. So I bought like 8 of them. Because these Life is Good shirts, I wear them all year round. They're the best shirts I
How much
own.
were they?
$16.
Yeah. Heck, for that much. Might as well.
Open RT multiplayer for one of these days.
Hmm.
Roller Coaster Tycoon. Oh,
Be interesting.
listen, man, you can run whatever you want when you're the host.
And Azzy definitely went through a roller coaster tycoon phase a while back, so wouldn't be surprised if he relapsed on that and did a stream or two of it.
All right, so first story, directly related to like vacation. Excuse me. I gotta talk about this sandwich. I had one of the best fucking sandwiches I've ever had in my life on vacation. So it's from this breakfast joint. Like they close shortly after noon. That in all the years that I've been vacationing up in the area, we drive past that place and it is mobbed. The line is out the door. And we're like, we'll find something else, right? Like we're not waiting however long the wait is necessary for that place. Heard someone say my name. So I'm like finally telling myself, I don't care how long it is. I'm going in there and I'm eating that breakfast food. Turns out, it's not even like a breakfast place. It is just like a sandwich counter. And the reason why the line is out the door, because the line fits 3 people before it goes out the door. It's a short counter. You walk in,
all right then,
and you order, right? So we kind of like didn't necessarily understand the whole what the restaurant was. It's more of like a coffee joint, right? But it kind of specializes in these sandwiches, of which I had this fucking, it was a burrito with, they let you choose your wrap, so I did a tomato wrap. And it is egg, chicken sausage, spinach, bacon, and honey Dijon mustard, which those things individually, sound amazing. Barely need any additional convincing, right? They grill the burrito panini style. So it is like ultra crunchy and like flattened out a bit.
That sounds delightful.
And then there is so much egg in it. It is an egg burrito, of which I've never had in my life, okay? I've had breakfast burritos. I have had, like, piece of shit Taco Bell burritos. Like, I've had a bean burrito, which is just nothing but beans, okay? I'm no stranger to a tortilla filled with a single ingredient, but I've never done that with egg. And there was so much egg in that. And it was so fucking good. May or may not have something to do with the amount that I was drinking the night before. And a light breakfast was the best thing I'd ever had in my life.
Perhaps. What a burrito. I could go for some Taco Bell right now.
Friday. The pulled pork that I made before I left on vacation, oh my god, was so good. I still have a little bit of it left, but I gotta make pulled pork again. That came out so damn good.
Yeah, my dad has a smoker, so
ooh, lucky.
Our meats turned out pretty good.
I just did stovetop or a frying pan and then slow cooker afterwards. But I don't know if I'd ever really done a good sear job on the last time that I had done slow cooked stuff. Like I used to complain that my stuff my slow cooked meat would turn out very chewy, very rubbery after 6 hours. And I think it's because I did not sear the edges.
Yeah, seal in the moisture. Get some good color.
Like pulled pork I made melted. Like I did not have to like shred it with a fork. I just needed to push down on it with a fork,
Yeah,
and it
and it
just
just
gave.
yeah,
Oh, that was so.
perfect.
Oh man, like I want kids to do that in like kindergarten for arts and crafts, right? Mush the pulled pork. Smell it, Steven. You're gonna eat that for snackies later today.
You're gonna put that on your Ritz.
Do you
Your
think the kids
Lunchables.
are gonna get up from naps after that? No.
They're gonna be begging you for nap time. Please, I'm so tired.
Mr. Alex, I'm tired. Um,
Yeah, I don't
the
think they'd
places
complain.
that I went out, I went to a local Thai place, which was dynamite. Had chicken satay, which I don't think I've ever had chicken satay before, but I now need to learn how to make chicken satay. Um, Pot
This
stickers.
chicken satay.
It's how to Google it. Chicken satay Wikipedia.
It's a Southeast Asian dish of seasoned, skewered, and grilled meat, served
Served
with a
with a
sauce.
sauce. That do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Dang, you skewered a meat
Chicken
and grilled
skewers.
it.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
So it's whatever.
Maybe it's the sauce.
spices.
Maybe it's in the sauce.
They had it was almost like peanut butter was the sauce they came with. It was a very sweet peanut sauce.
Hmm.
But there was like some kind of yellow spice they cooked it in beforehand. I don't want to jump the gun and say saffron, but
Turmeric.
likely. But turmeric kind of
If it's yellow.
yeah. Turmeric was most likely involved, but there were other spices for sure.
Yeah. Generally, turmeric isn't the sole star of the show.
I don't want it to be. Have you tasted turmeric on its own? Ugh. And then this restaurant has a duck pad thai, which you have not had duck pad thai. I don't even care if you go to your local Thai place. Like there's gotta be a Thai restaurant near you that serves duck pad thai, and it's so good. At least in my case,
I guess I will have to
they fry it up
search one out.
super crispy. And it's just with the noodles and the sauce and the crumbled peanuts on the side, the lime that you squeeze. It was too much. I got like a couple of appetizers because I wanted to try a couple of things. That did me in. So that was that. That was fucking fantastic. Then Saturday, I went to. It was one letter off. G-O-R-D. Well, a few letters off. G-O-R-D-Y. Gordy's. But I was basically just calling it Jordy's the entire time.
Didn't go down to Jordy's.
So they had the fish and chips that I posted. New England fish and chips is one of the
Hard to go
reasons
wrong.
why I can't leave this place.
Yeah,
It
if I
is-
lived in a place with fish like that, I wouldn't want to leave either.
It is a weight upon my ankles that grows heavier with every step.
Yeah, actually, Box, I'm not sure if I've ever had pad thai.
Really? It's wonderful.
I'm sure it is. I think it's just I haven't really been to a lot of Thai restaurants.
You need to go to a
And-
Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
I feel like they're starting to go.
Well, the
the
last time
way
I went
of,
to one, I
like-
had the pho, and I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, pho uses like anise in it, which
Yeah, between the licorice flavor and
yeah.
the cilantro, it's just
Yeah, anise
making
and
it making
cilantro at the same time, especially
yeah, it's
if you
making
like
a food
neither
to
of them.
antagonize me specifically.
Yeah, no. You go back to a Thai restaurant, you order the pad Thai. Do you like peanuts?
Yes.
You're gonna fucking love pad Thai.
Noted.
It is peanut meat noodles. That's soy sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Thai restaurants are kind of becoming almost like Chinese places. Like they're just
Yeah, they're
cropping
definitely
up
getting a lot more popular
everywhere.
as of late. Yeah, there's still not. I don't think there's one terribly close to me just because of the city I live in.
White people already
But
discovered Eastern Asian spices. Why did we forget about it? Like, why is there the resurgence?
because World War One and Two
Fair.
and there was no food. And so they ate beans on toast, and then they fed their kids beans on toast, and then they grew up and fed their kids beans on toast, and now they think that's the pinnacle of cuisine. Because they imported all their spices instead of growing them where they were. So they forgot about them.
Some people are just completely, not even like completely okay with not just literally unspiced food. They have an aversion to spiced food. Oh, that's just a little too strong. Needs a little bit less than that. Like, not liking spicy food, fine. I can understand that. But like, not liking cumin and coriander,
Yeah, not liking flavor.
get out of here. Not liking curry powder. I want to put curry powder on everything that I ever can make from here on out. Oh my god. A curry plant is going to be one of the first things.
I've seen chicken salad recipes that don't call for curry powder. I'm like, you know what this needs? Curry powder.
Curry powder.
Like, for me, chicken salad has curry powder in it. That's just what the recipe is.
Interesting.
That's how I make it. Yeah.
Are you a mayonnaise or a
good.
Miracle Whip household?
Mayonnaise.
Oh, I do chicken salad with Miracle Whip.
I can't even remember the last time I had Miracle Whip, so I don't even know what my opinion on it is
Have you
at
had
this point.
Thousand Island recently?
Not in recent memory.
Ugh. Thousand Island or Russian
Yeah,
dressing.
the past couple of years
like,
have been pretty dire on getting out of the house and going to like potlucks and stuff. So
yeah.
most of those are foods that I would have from other people fixing them, which hasn't happened.
No, because they didn't have Kewpie mayo at the Asian
I still
grocery
haven't
store.
found any.
Still haven't.
I don't
found
think
any.
the store has gotten it in.
You gotta buy
They
some
recently
off of
revamped. Yeah, I gotta. Like, they recently revamped like the Asian food section at my local grocery store.
Work better than
and
mayonnaise.
They have a bunch of like these weird specialty mayos. Still no Kewpie mayo. I'm gonna hurt someone. Like,
yeah.
why isn't it there? Why isn't it there?
Like Kewpie mayo is the handshake meme that Miracle Whip and mayonnaise people have been looking for their entire lives, but don't know it exists. Kewpie mayo is so fucking good. And it's literally no wonder why they put it on everything. You can buy Kewpie mayo bottles in vending machines on the street.
You can get everything in vending machines in Japan.
Fair enough.
To be fair.
You can purchase a house from a vending machine in Japan.
So, as someone who prefers Miracle Whip in the oft debated
I'm a Miracle Whip guy.
competition, what do you like better about Miracle Whip? What does it do for you
tangy.
that Mayo doesn't?
There is
Tang.
something, maybe it's because I've only ever been fucking like fed Hellman's mayonnaise, right? Base mayonnaise has something. I don't know what it is. Something.
Like the olive oil Hellman's is pretty good.
I'll admit, as a condiment, putting it on a sandwich, I really won't yell at y'all honestly have just as much of a
Yeah,
good
I
time
mean, you
eating a
have to have
sandwich
something. There's
with
a fat layer to
mayonnaise.
keep the juices from soaking
Right.
into the bread.
It's hard for me to just say that that's like a shitty condiment and that I would not eat
Mhm.
it, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know how gross this is to say, but like I could literally eat a spoonful of Miracle Whip, but I cannot
Mhm.
eat a spoonful of mayonnaise. And I don't know if that's a good enough metric to pick a side, you know?
Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, I think for some
I
people,
think
I
it's
guess
probably
like
also just like
ketchup follows
sweeter and
the
tangier.
tang.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people use ketchup for the tang as opposed to some or like relish. Um,
Don't care for
and
Miracle
some
Whip. Well, here's another question. Cool Ranch or nacho cheese Doritos?
I don't eat Doritos.
What you had to at some point. Don't give me this line.
I
No.
guess
I
Cool
just,
Ranch. I think I
okay.
had some. They might. I think they were like the Simply Doritos, like
Oh my
their
god.
quote unquote healthy version
This
of
fucking girl
Doritos.
hasn't had Doritos.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't think I've had Funyuns. I don't think I've had a lot of.
But you're not missing much with Funyuns. Funyuns
Yeah.
are good for like the first 3 to 4 Funyuns, where you're like, oh my god.
And then after that,
I
you're like,
haven't
no.
had Funyuns in so long. These are great. Oh my gosh. I realize why I don't eat Funyuns often. There's still a lot
Yeah.
left in that
When it
bag,
comes to
huh?
snack food, there's a lot of things that I've either had or only had once. Uh,
Hey, mom's
at
favorite
least of like
junk food.
the popular stuff. I tend to not be that kind of a snacker.
My mother's favorite junk food is graham crackers, pretzel sticks, and goldfish is her new favorite.
I do eat a lot of goldfish, especially the whole wheat ones. I like
Would
those best.
rather eat something else. Like I feel like
Hmm.
goldfish are not wrong on their own.
Well, the thing is, I don't usually eat them on their own. I usually pair them with a fruit like grapes or apples. Because
Plot
it's, you got the you
thickens.
have your cheese and cracker, and then you eat them with the fruit, and it's good.
Better than Doritos. Ah, dude. I
Isaac is a Cheez-Its guy.
at the
I roll
bottom
goldfish.
of every bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, there is one holy Dorito that is just caked with it. And that singular Dorito
makes it all
is
worth it.
better than every Cheez-It that's ever existed. And I'll fight you on that line.
Even the extra toasted ones.
Whatever, man. Cheez-Its are kind of not my thing. Like,
Yeah.
maybe, how white is it to say that I would prefer a charcuterie board, you know?
Oh baby, give me a charcuterie board
Why-
any day of the
We've
week.
just had charcuterie boards in my family. It's just like, yeah, honey, break out the cheese. We've got 6 different kinds.
Oh yeah, our cheese, the cheese section of our refrigerator sometimes overgrows its bounds.
Oh yeah,
And like we've
charcuterie
had
board is like the
multiple
good stuff.
dinners
Well,
that is
yeah.
just, you know what, we're having for dinner, we're not cooking, it's too hot out, we're gonna have a charcuterie board,
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
good.
I can't wait to lose enough weight where I can make that decision again. That is such a great decision. It's like for dinner, I am eating cheese and crackers. Woo!
Yeah, I'm slicing up a bunch of little cheeses, and I'm spreading out some little cheese spreads and relishes, and I got my little
I go
slices of meat.
hard with
my
the charcuterie
crackers.
boards. Okay, you need a protein. Okay, you need
Mhm.
at least 2 different kinds of dip. Excluding jam, you need a jam of some sort, preferably fig.
Yep,
Needs
fig is so good.
hummus or tzatziki, or both.
Mhm.
Usually like salami or other preserved meats.
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto, yes, but like prosciutto's expensive. We can't just bring out prosciutto on every fucking charcuterie board.
Of course.
Sometimes you get the pizza pepperoni, right? Which is pizza pepperoni on a charcuterie board is the greatest application of pepperoni ever. Another hill.
It's the only good version
on.
of pepperoni, I think, actually.
Pepperoni
I think it's the only good
on
usage
pizza
of pepperoni.
sucks. I will say it again.
So
Pepperoni on
greasy
pizza
and bad.
makes the pizza worse.
Preach, brother.
Okay.
Preach.
There is only one kind of pepperoni that is good on a pizza, which is burnt pepperoni crusts, which is like these fucking half spherical, like dried up, crunchy husks that happens when you fucking fry pepperoni for a long time. Not this wet, sloppy, disgusting, hot red circle on my fucking pizza.
Weird take, but okay.
No, okay. Do you have any idea how much oil is on the top of a pepperoni pizza compared to any other kind of pizza?
Dude, you can take a pepperoni pizza and like tip it on its side and just watch it run off.
Disgusting.
Shame I have to be really careful with dairy. That is a shame. Even lactose intolerant people aren't careful with dairy.
I love the sloppiness of it. Then get a meat lovers. Get a taco pizza. A taco pizza is dynamite. Good pizza places have like thick taco pizzas. Okay? I have a place back home that messes you up with the taco pizza. Oh. Have you had a taco pizza, Audrey?
I do not believe I have had a taco pizza.
Oh my god! It is just a mess. It is like, they usually put the lettuce on afterwards if they're good enough about it, but sometimes they bake the lettuce on like underneath everything as a bed. But it is like tortilla chips, tomatoes, olives, in salsa, cheese, in everything, like ground hamburger, taco seasoning. It is like a 2-inch thick pizza, right? It is
Mamma mia.
a real one. And it's just nachos, like on a pizza, really. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
I need to put the food tag on this stream.
Have you had a baked potato pizza or a potato bacon pizza?
No.
Okay, so
I
don't know
I've ever
how
had potato on
specialized
a
this
pizza.
is. I feel like as a concept, it's offered in plenty of pizzerias out there. But instead of red sauce, it's mashed potatoes, and then it's covered in bacon bits and cheese. And then you die after you eat it.
Yeah, that sounds like a one-way trip to a food coma.
I don't want to hear that from biscuits and gravy. Alright.
And they could both be food coma, alright? It's not
I didn't say food
exclusive to
coma
one
was
or the other.
bad. I just gave it food coma certification.
Yeah, food coma is a badge of honor, alright? Not everyone gets that prestigious
The condo was actually
award.
pretty nice. They had like Spectrum on Demand, and I was actually watching like there's a bunch of different like let's go to this city and go to these restaurants, right? There was one with Andrew Zimmern, and I watched a couple of episodes when he came to Boston. There was a Man versus Food episode in Boston. I was just like running them by one after another while I was cooking on Sunday night. It was pretty funny. We have a Thanksgiving burger around here.
Sounds delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're definitely more in the area for specialty pizzas. considering.
A bit.
Arkansas is not known for its pizzas.
I feel
Nor
like
have
any
I
mom and
found
pop pizza
many.
shop can come up with a taco pizza.
I mean, yeah, but that implies that we go to mom and pop pizza places.
Why? What are you doing?
I don't know. We just haven't really gone out for
Are you going to Domino's?
specifically pizza.
Like heathens? Like the
No, we don't go
sodomites?
out for Domino's. We order it like normal Domino pizza. You don't go to a Domino's. Nobody goes to Domino's. Domino's is like
back rooms these days. You just get lost in a Domino's.
For what it's worth, usually what we do at this point is we get the frozen pizzas from the store and we add our own toppings because we have stuff to put on them that make them better.
There's something, I guess you don't have this experience, but like the sauce they use in like 99% of all frozen pizzas has this taste to it that is indelibly linked to my high school cafeteria.
Yeah, that is not. That's not an issue that I have.
There is like a level of food quality where you like sink so low and so convenient that it starts tasting exactly like high school, and I'm like, I can't do this. Nope.
No, we're not going back. I can't go back. You can't make me go back.
So like every time, like it's happened a couple of times, people in the Discord will have a conversation about frozen pizza, and I'm just like, it must be fun.
It must be fun being able to eat that.
Well, I actually do have some frozen pizza. I took a frozen block of pizza dough out of my freezer, put it in my fridge, and I'm going to make homemade pizza this week.
There you go.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. My dad.
I need to make some pie crusts.
My dad over the past week went to this like farmers market fiesta, like not just produce, but like butcher shops, meats, like preserves, the whole 9 yards, right? And I can't remember the name of the sausage he got. He got beef bacon from that farmer's stand. So there is this like German sausage and beef bacon that I'm gonna be putting on that pizza.
That sounds tasty.
And I think I'm gonna deep fry them.
Okay. Just fry the crust and then bake it after you put all the toppings on?
No, just deep fry the toppings and then do everything else normal.
Yeah.
Deep frying pizza crust. No, that sounds like a crime against God.
I saw the video of a guy doing that recently. It seemed fine. It's just very crispy.
Okay. Like a bitch to set
I mean,
up.
fried dough is not a novel concept.
New Haven, Connecticut does, in fact, have the best pizza in the country. And I can tell you that the name of the restaurant that gets the best pizza in the country is called Pepe's. And my brother is a regular customer at Pepe's, or was when he was a student at Yale, which is basically the city of New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah. That tracks.
Yeah, my folks have been to that restaurant many, many times. It's pretty good pizza. But like the best at some point, it's just really good pizza. It's not like fucking the $1,000 pizza versus $5 pizza YouTube video that they want to make you think it is. It's not, right? Like if you go to a brick oven pizza, it's gonna be like pretty much around the same kind of grade, right? And if you don't have a brick oven pizzeria nearby, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think the best pizza place we've ever been to was in Baltimore, and I was too young to remember.
Ouch.
So, yeah, pain. Maybe someday we'll go back.
Yeah, if you got any brick oven pizzeria, you owe it to yourself to visit. Brick oven pizza is something else.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do have a very good German restaurant down here. That is one thing I will laud. Arkansas
That's
for
one thing
having.
I'd
If you're ever
like.
in the Hot Springs area, go to Steinhaus Keller. It's amazing. You will not regret it. Get the Brussels
Um,
sprouts. For the love of God, order the Brussels sprouts. They will change your life.
I hate Brussels sprouts though.
Beer cheese sauce
All
on the
right,
Brussels sprouts. You're really
damn it.
good. Yeah, it's just really good German food.
Yeah.
It's comparable to the German food that I had in Germany. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives is such a toxic show for me to watch. Because it's one, the compulsion of fuck, I gotta learn how to make that. Two, the compulsion of shit, I gotta go eat that. And then the compulsion, the realization. Three, I'm not gonna do either of those.
Yeah. I think there was a restaurant pretty
Although,
somewhere in this area that he went to, and it was a good place. It was like a barbecue joint.
I will say, Grandpa Lau is like actually teaching me how to make Chinese food. I love that
What
YouTube
kind of
channel.
stovetop do you have? Do you have
So
electric
much.
or gas?
Electric.
Okay.
And it's a glass top, not a heating element.
Mhm.
I wish it was gas. Oh man.
Can't use woks on a electric.
I have an aluminum wok, which it does enough.
Mhm.
But I think I'm gonna start using it more for deep frying stuff as opposed to like wok frying, because like I will never be able to do stir fry rice in that wok.
Yeah.
Is between the heating element, like if I start to do wok shit on in a glass electric stovetop, I'm gonna break it. I'm just
it's going to be broken.
But to sit it there, frying some stuff up, gotta
Mhm.
work on that. I need to season it again so shit doesn't always stick to the bottom. But
Yeah.
like I just recently did yaki udon, like on a whim too. Like I was like, I want noodles. I don't care what noodles. Audrey, what noodles am I eating? You're like, you're eating those noodles. I'm like, sick. I'm eating those noodles.
I'm going to eat these noodles.
Yeah, I need to go out and buy cornstarch. Holy shit. I need to use cornstarch.
Cornstarch is a good
everything.
thing to have on hand. I need to figure out some stuff to use these chia seeds for.
Chia seeds.
Other than
That's interesting.
overnight oats. Yeah, you soak them in liquid and they get all gelled. Good source of some nutrients, I presume.
Of some nutrients.
I don't remember, but I think they were good. Certified, I think.
Oh yeah. So I've got a little mini story about the candy counter. So I'll
Do
put
tell.
that. So it is Chutters, however the hell you want to call that, right? It is
Chutters.
the name of a candy company that, like, they have been on TV. They are in the Guinness World Record books. They are famous for having the longest candy buffet in the world. It is in Littleton, New Hampshire. It was like a 45-minute drive from where I was. I did not think it was necessary to go out there. I've been to their main location. It's fucking big. It's a lot of candy. A lot of it just kind of rehashes itself. It's like, this is chocolate with a candy coating. This is chocolate with a candy coating. That is chocolate with a candy coating. That is candy with a chocolate coating. Whoa. That one is
Mixing things
also
up a little. Woo.
yeah. They've got like a dozen different jars of rock candy and like every kind of flavor under the sun, stuff like that. Like you can imagine how they can easily start to fill things out. They also have some novelty stuff like chocolate rocks. Okay, like you've had chocolate bunnies, you've had chocolate coins.
Yeah, they're like rocks with a candy coating that's painted to just look like
it just looks like a
stone.
rock, but it's like the size of a baseball.
It's a stone, Luigi. You
solid
didn't make
chocolate rock. They're impressive. I'll give it to them on that one. And then they also have 3-foot-long gummy snakes, which I should have bought, but I only went there for the fudge this year, which they make all of their fudge themselves. Pretty good. And if you buy a pound of fudge, you get a half pound of fudge free, which is messed up. That's not okay.
But
So
fudge makes me sick. I can't do it.
Rats. I like it,
too
but I
much.
need it in small amounts because the sugar very
I've had a
quickly
small
gets to me.
amount, and it just made me nauseous.
Ooh. So they had a location in Lincoln in the shopping plaza, and we would go there every year. Like, Mom, Dad, I gotta get my candy. Like, we gotta go get candy. Like, I'd nag
Give me
them
my candy, give me
till
the candy.
the end of
give me the
goddamn time,
candy.
or until I had my bag of candy. And then one year we go up, and the store's not there anymore. And I'm like, well, this sucks. And I hate it. So I just assumed they closed down their Lincoln location. Turns out they just moved their location. And I only found out through like a walk at like midnight on Friday. I was just like, it's wonderful weather out. There's nobody that's going to mug me in the streets of mountainous New Hampshire. So I was just patrolling through the neighborhood, and it's in the shopping plaza that was directly next to my condo, right? My condo is like on the river, and then a little bit of roads, and then there's this shopping plaza, and it had a gelato place. It had I sent you the picture. It was so funny because it goes like gelato, candy counter, coffee, real estate. Yeah, so I was overjoyed, went in there, got me my fudge, which I got 2 different kinds of peanut butter fudge, but of course, mint chocolate, salted caramel, pistachio, and Butterfinger, which technically is probably a third peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter too.
I like peanut butter.
Hey, peanut butter is good.
That one. And then the gelato place I tried was dynamite. I'm usually not one for gelato. I honestly prefer ice cream just because it holds its form a little bit better. Not so like melty. But this place.
Yeah, I made it to Letitia or whatever the heck the place is in Final Fantasy 15. There's like gelato places walking by. All right, Fantasy Italy.
This is the ocean town I've visited throughout my life that date back to the 20th century. Massive.
That's fun.
That is sick. Their own taffy and fudge. Yeah, taffy sounds old.
Isn't saltwater taffy just like not actually as good as it sounds? I feel like I've heard multiple people try saltwater taffy and they're like, this isn't that good.
I feel like taffy in general is that vibe. This isn't that good. It's like,
why was this hyped up?
60 years ago when it was like that or chocolate.
Well, that's all you had.
Which was probably...
This is the only way to get sugar in your body.
Right, and I'd bet that chocolate was way more expensive back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Taffy was just pulled sugar. So
Yeah.
may vary. But yeah, this gelato place that I went to, I did coconut, mocha chip, and raspberry gelato. They were pretty dynamite. Had That's true. I ate one of the worst appetizers in my life over this weekend. Just
Can't all be
truly
bangers.
dreadful. So this was one of the beer flights. The beer flight was fine. The appetizer I ordered was disgusting. So there is this bar, like pub, just like Americana food in my home city that they have a General Tso's cauliflower, which is like deep fried cauliflower with General Tso's sauce on it. And it is mwah, dynamite. It is crispy. Like the cauliflower still has a crunch
good.
to it. The sauce like is just so, it like turned me on to like deep fried cauliflower bits. I think it's such a novel idea. So I see on the menu
cauliflower is so versatile.
buffalo cauliflower. I'm like, oh shit, I know this vibe. I'm about to get it.
I'ma do it.
I order the buffalo cauliflower. So
First mistake of my life.
it was like for once in my life, melt in your mouth is an insult towards a dish.
Oh no.
Right?
Oh
it
no.
was very soggy cauliflower. The whatever breading that they used was very weak. Did not even come out of the fryer very crispy, and then they added the sauce on top of it. And I realized that like buffalo as a buffalo period was a bad idea at that point, because I was out biking. I was like out and about, moving and grooving. I had also been kind of pre-gaming before I had showed up here. So I had multiple beers in my system. I had more beer in front of me to drink, and I'm eating buffalo, shitty appetizer buffalo sauce. I barely ate like a few pieces of it, and I walked away from the table after I paid my bill. Obviously, I'm gonna just fuck this place.
Yeah.
Um,
Late 19th century candy place. Oh, even older.
19, thick.
Yeah, I have never been a fan of buffalo flavor. It's just
I have a craving.
not my thing.
Very rarely, every once in a while, and it's gotta be good preparation. Like this was garbage. They didn't even have veggies on the side. It was just cauliflower with ranch. So if I wanted anything to cut like that strong acid that goes with buffalo, it's either drinking beer, which is not going to help much.
It's not going to work.
Drinking ranch.
Not a good option.
Which, frankly, as an American, I should have just soldiered on and drank it like a fucking true hero. But
yeah, what exactly is buffalo, anyways? I don't think I've ever actually looked at what the ingredients are in it. I just know I don't like it.
Cayenne pepper and like sour cream.
Fine with cayenne.
Homemade buffalo sauce. Frank's Red Hot, butter, white vinegar, Worcestershire, cayenne, garlic. It's just cayenne pepper sauce.
Strange. It's weird that it has, like, it's called buffalo sauce. I wonder where that name came from.
Buffalo, New York, presumably. That's as far as I understand it, but I care so little about buffalo, I never got the ins and outs of it. So.
Yep, Buffalo, New York, 1964. when co-owner Teresa Bellissimo cooked leftover wings and hot sauce as a late night snack for her son and his friends. All right then.
There you go.
And the rest is history.
Yep. Yeah, so I climbed a whole ass mountain, by the way.
Let's go.
Holy shit. Let me double check the vertical, because I'm pretty sure I did a 2,000-foot vertical. Ridiculous. Not like record setting, but I don't climb mountains.
I mean, for you, who hasn't climbed a mountain in recent memory, I guess you are the only person here who likes buffalo sauce more than a blue moon.
Right. I need to be in a specific mood for buffalo sauce, because, like, I already have problems with stomach acid, and buffalo sauce is, like...
Hey, you want me to have worse acid reflux? All right.
Literally the most, like you were saying, it's a dish that is designed to be specifically antagonistic towards my biological equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
Moderate amounts of sauces. Yeah, no, I like a good spicy dish, but I find like there's just something about it's almost like the McDonald's of spicy sauces. It's like you taste buffalo sauce and it's like I want something more fucking creative than this. I wanted you to use better ingredients. I guess it tastes cheap. Is that I don't know how bougie of an attitude that is. It's like
I'm kind of with you on that,
like,
I think.
This like amazing beef gravy with like the drippings and a reduction in sugar and everything, and it tastes like A1. Like you're like, boy, this is great, and a lot of time went into this, but this tastes like A1.
Tastes like the bottle.
I'm like, yeah, I love taste of A1. I put some in it, so it tastes like it. Like, you shouldn't have done that. You should not have done that. I don't know if you remember that line from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the first movie, where the kids were talking to Hagrid, and it's like, you and your lot are poking around, looking around for stuff you ought not to, related to Nicholas Flamel. And they're like, wait, who's that? Hagrid, who's that? BRB. We gotta go figure that out. And he just sits there and is like, I should not have said that. I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. Just like back and forth. We say that in our family all the time. Shouldn't have said that. Should not have said that.
Mistakes were made.
And my fancy scotch. I only had one glass of that stuff over vacation.
Nurse that one for a good
that's gonna
while.
last a long time. So
yeah,
I will spill the beans on the stream. Excuse me, I won't put it in text chat. That bottle of scotch was $144 for one bottle.
it's the number. It's your number.
I know.
It's 4.
And that is 750 milliliters, not a liter, not a handle. It is technically what you would call a fifth. Although I think it's probably a liter, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, I have never paid that much money for an individual bottle of alcohol, ever. The previous record was my previous, if you probably remember, Audrey, but in my apartment, on the highest shelf apartment, I have like 2 to 3 dozen bottles, which are all single malt scotch that I've drank over the years. And I actually have it ranked according to least enjoyable to most enjoyable. All the way at the most enjoyable are 3 of the same bottle of Lagavulin 16 year, which Islay malt. I fucking love it. It is smoky. It is very full bodied. If you don't like smoke as a flavor profile, you're gonna hate it. Now this other one, this one is not smoky. This one is more malty and fruity. It's a Highland Scotch. Each of the different regions kind of has different flavor profiles based off of natural landscape. Like Islay, which is one of the larger islands in Scotland, they don't have very many naturally occurring trees. So wood pulp, wood like bark mulch, like wood in general sense doesn't exist in any of the layers of compost that build up over years and years. What does build up is mosses, right? So it is now, the word is peat, that they harvest that and they smoke it. And because there are not any wood grains in it, just these older mosses, it produces an intensely smoky, intensely earthy flavor profile in the alcohols that they make. Whereas in the other parts of Scotland, they can experiment with a much wider variety.
Okay.
There's your single malt Scotch fun fact. That will come up at one party in the future. At least one. But, like, only one.
Also, when it comes to buffalo flavor, I feel like the biggest hurdle to enjoying it is that a lot of places tend to drench their food in buffalo, when I find a light coating works the best.
Dude, why do you have to fucking coat this shit to begin with? Like, it's fried. It's gonna get soggy fast. You have a bunch of other customers to serve. Give me a dippy donkey, okay? I don't care if you
just dip it.
I want you to put 4 different dippy donkeys in front of me, okay?
Yeah.
That was me as a kid. I pissed off my parents. I took out like 3 dishes and I'm like ketchup, barbecue sauce, Thousand Island, maybe like a 4th one for country French or fucking creamy Caesar if you're feeling radical with it. And that was my chicken tendies. And my parents are like, I hate this kid and the dishwasher that he makes us do. But enjoy your chicken tenders, son.
Yeah, there is like a green text or something from 4chan I saw once of a guy with his chicken nugget tenders, whatever, dunking setup. He had like, I want to say it was like a muffin tin with each slot having a different dip in it.
That's pretty good.
And so like he had this whole method of like, I think it's like you dip it in like ranch or another like fattier sauce first, and then you dip into something else, so you can get like 2 flavors going at the same time. You can double dip
to a thick paint.
Yeah, something like that.
A little bit up in the corners.
I wish I could find that post again, because it was just this guy had it down to a science.
I actually just got the fucking tendies from my folks. I don't know if I can't tell the full story on stream, but they had them left over in the freezer and they practically like threw them on my head. So they're like, we're not eating these. No, we don't. We literally don't. Yeah, and I now have more lobster stock than when I left for vacation. My parents apparently made a very large batch of lobster stock. So much so that they're like, yeah, can you take 2 quarts? That frees up that gives us a lot of space in the freezer. Thank you so much. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad to take one for the team. You know, I can bear the sacrifice.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard, isn't it? But you're so brave.
It was a real
You're such a good son.
to find room in my freezer. Anyways, my freezer is decked out. They also got rid of lamb and beef stock. So I've got lamb stock that I gotta figure something out to do with. I guess while we're on that subject, let's say get 3. Make it tough. You get 3 dipping sauces in front of your chicken tendies. That can be anything from anywhere, any ingredients, any combination. What is your golden 3?
Let's see, what 3 would make people the most mad?
Pineapple puree.
It'd be like ranch, ketchup, and
Wendy's chocolate milkshake.
Yeah, it would be. I think to make the most people mad, it'd be like ranch,
Cherry
ketchup,
Coke.
and like a Wendy's Frosty.
Do you see that one video of the lady dipping her chicken finger in her soda?
I have not seen this.
So it's like stadium, like candid camera stuff, where I think it even got onto like the mega prompter or whatever, right? Of this lady who's just sitting, vibing, having a grand old time. She pops the top off of her. It's like a cola, whatever it is, right? It's a dark soda. And she just takes her chicken tender, just boosh in there. And she just like doesn't even like drip it off. She like goes right to the lip of the soda, just like and she loves it. And then she sees that somebody is recording this and she turns into a cherry tomato.
Aww. Come on, if you're gonna eat that, you gotta own it.
No, she was so embarrassed. Oh my god.
Oh goodness. I mean, I would be a little self-conscious if someone is filming me eat and putting it up on the screen for thousands of people to watch.
But like you run the risk of eating soda chicken tendies at the stadium, you know?
Yeah.
So Kevin, I think you might have joined after the fact. We're posing a question. You have an unlimited pile of chicken tendies off to the side. This is a plate of chicken tendies that are the crispiest, crunchiest, lightest, juiciest chicken tendies you've ever had in your life. It never stops. You will die before the chicken tendies run out. Okay? And that's going to be a very willful decision on your part in front of the chicken tendies, right? In front of you, there are 3 solid gold dipping sauce containers that never run out. But you can only ever have 3. If you request a 4th, they cut your head off right in front. Just like, that's it. For your insolence, you must die a painful death. Or instantaneous, at the very least.
Of course.
You only get 3. And they can be anything. They can be any sauce from any cuisine, from any dish, from any ethnicity, anything you want. I've got 1. I'm trying to think of the others.
I think I would say that Steinhaus Keller
Honey
beer cheese
barbecue.
sauce. Yeah, I think one of those is gonna have the beer cheese sauce in it. That's a needed.
Slam dunking honey barbecue. I have to slam dunk on teriyaki. I need teriyaki. That's definitely like a go-to.
Honestly, I could see myself doing like honey or maple syrup, just like straight.
Oh man.
I don't know if you've done. I don't remember why I do this, Yeah, I don't remember why I do this or where it came from, but I have a particular fondness for instead of putting like um for some reason I put honey on like my fried fish, like tilapia or whatever. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah,
Over
not
lemon.
like yeah, just drizzle honey on it. I find it really really good. I think it's a good flavor combo, but I could definitely see some people being like, "What the heck is wrong with you? Get out of my house," etc. But like, I'm also the person who um, dips fries in her frosty and eats chocolate with her potato chips. So I don't know. I like
Chocolate and
sweet and
potato
salty.
chips. Fucking, it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah,
As long as it's
you
like
gotta you
plain
gotta get sweet and
potato
salty.
chips, chocolate with sour cream and onion might be a little bit questionable.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, you're getting a little weird there. Chicken tendies and crappy boneless wings from B Dubs are the same thing.
Beat up.
Frankly, I've barely had wings in my life. I
I
don't know the
prefer
proper way to
boneless,
eat wings. I've had them on
which is
like
just to
two
say, I
occasions.
prefer fucking breast meat on the chicken. Like, yes, if given the choice between picking meat and gristle off of bone or a hunk of deep fried breast meat, one of those is easier to eat. One of those has better consistency. One of those has a better food to effort to
Ratio.
like fucking yield. Like
All right, hang on.
chicken
There
fingers, chicken,
was
just actual chicken wings don't have good yield.
there was a post that I saw
Breast plus
recently.
ratio, man.
Right.
Amen.
So okay, all right. So I posted recently the meme of like one's got to go and it's pizza, wings, tacos, sushi. And so the comment on thread on this goes like this. Lamau, it's funny because of the absurd implication that anyone likes tacos. One, what's wrong with you? Two, what's wrong with you? Three,
That's
where do you live?
that's a
Four, what's wrong with
comment.
you?
That's a comment.
Okay, legitimately, this is some East Coast brain rot. And then, cannot imagine picking anything other than wings here. Easiest one of these questions ever. Just put your little buffalo sauce on any other part of the chicken. You'll enjoy it more being able to take more than 1.5 bites too.
That is true. Is like wings are just like in a shitty situation where we are not preventing you from eating the exact same kind of food that this is.
Hmm.
You're not
This
getting
okay,
rid of
and
like you gotta put chicken entirely in that panel.
yeah, because like I that and like
'Cause
I
then
said, I
people
don't
will
think that's a
fight
fair
for chicken.
comparison because like pizza, okay, that's a starch and a protein generally, considering
Right. Starch
the
and
images of
protein was the
pepperoni.
other three.
Yeah, taco, starch and protein. Wow, sushi, guess what? It's starch and protein. It, ch-
So put
chicken wings are
raviolis
just
would be like the third, I guess.
yeah. Like it's not
Or
like
like
wings are just
all dumpling
wings.
forms. Everything.
Yeah, maybe some manner of dumpling. But okay, so the next comment. Wings have bones that you can gnaw on and crunch though, or crunch through.
What?
Any combination of starch and protein is as good as any other, but
Good
nothing
morning
matches the
to everybody except for those two people.
but nothing matches the satisfaction of biting through the little finger bones and grinding them between your teeth.
Your father went through the Great Depression, and he passed that on to you.
Following comment. I'm finding it very hard to believe you're a human being and not a dog, or perhaps a fox posing as a human. No, even a dog being fed table scraps values some starches and proteins over others and wouldn't reduce food to something so joyless.
Good grief.
I guess I like wings because I like to chew on the bones. I mean, I do occasionally chew on drumstick bones, but that's another story. They have marrow in them.
Dollar weird. GG loading is right. I'm just.
I like the bone marrow. Okay, I like the bone marrow. It's hard to get out though, and there's lots of like little lattice work of the bone inside the bone, so it's not ideal. Yeah, that's true. So honestly, if you're going, I guess wing bones would be fine. I might just eat one just to weird people out at the next party I go to. I don't know. I have nothing better to do except for make a fool of myself eating something slightly absurd.
Hey, man.
See, also I don't get invited to parties. these two things are unrelated,
This opportunity
by the way.
will not come very often. But I have it on
So I
deck.
have to make the most of it, alright?
Cat cam. Cat.
Cat's waiting in the wings.
Which cat do you want?
I would like to see the William, please. But
Oh,
it is not my
I
cat
would
cam, so
I would like to see the Willy.
it would appear to be a William.
Please, could I have one William?
Please, sir, may I have some more?
He is sleepy.
Sleepy baby.
Alert, buddy. I love you.
Sweetie boy? Sweetie baby boy? Is that you? Revving up the blips. Oh yeah.
Hey, buddy.
It's boy. Hi,
Look,
sweetie. Oh, it's so bright. Oh, look. Oh, I love his daddy so much. Oh, goodness.
wow. You know, it's right. Wow.
He's still going.
That's
Lick,
home.
lick, chomp, chomp, lick, chomp.
Happy to. Wow.
He's just a little boy.
Oh boy. Hey. I love you, though.
But I love you. Kevin appears to be typing out some manner of code.
You are being loved. Not resist.
7 times blep W combo. Thank you, Stream Elements.
Wow.
Hashtag food. Hashtag just chatting. Hashtag just catting.
Just catting. Is that going on our merch now?
I'll put it on the list.
Just, oh my god. We're gonna have like a kitty at like a stream setup. Oh my god, I'm gonna vomit. It's so cute.
I'm puking rainbows. I remember 2008.
Not 2008, is from the Borderlands 2 trailer. Is you may experience like bunch of fucking stupid things, but one was Like jovial fear puking. I still think about.
Uh-huh.
Borderlands is something weird, man.
Yes, the
Borderlands
stream
2.
does have woman in the tags. You'll never guess why.
Borderlands 2 had that magic.
Downside of being a co-host is I can't look into the camera like I'm on The Office. That is a weakness of the setup.
I wonder if we can eventually get that to work.
I'd like to.
Feasible?
It'd be fun. I mean,
we can do a Discord video
Discord,
call, right?
Yeah, and then snip that somehow, I suppose.
Well, we would be able to
it would be
pop
synced up with
out,
audio.
right?
Yeah. And then just stream that video. Like, it's not gonna have the green screen automatically. We'd have to figure out something for that. Like, I might have to have like just a green background and then you green
Right,
screen
you'd have
it
to
out
chroma key
on your end. I think we could make it happen. Very carefully.
Or you could just make like a little graphic, like a little square on the overlay that we put your camera element into.
What camera element?
So like the capture of Discord, right? It goes that you put it into like a little box. Like co-host.
I guess we do that. It's me. I'm put in the co-host chamber to atone for my crimes.
That's like, I don't know
like
if you've seen any of those videos. Bones. I've been seeing a couple of those going around of like presumably foster cares making videos of their cats where like, you know, this is Periwinkle. Periwinkle is in the middle of 3 life sentences for vehicular manslaughter. This is Twinkle Toes. Twinkle Toes is being investigated for tax evasion, and his lawyers have advised him not to say anything on the video. This is like, it just goes down the list of little kittens just having heinous implications and crimes. Oh, it's adorable. I love it.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons why I really want to travel more, is to be able to try more foods, because I know there's a lot that I just haven't been able to, either by just happenstance or not having a good place that serves that food nearby.
In those cases, I try to make it, which it's like, the philosophy is like, you're never going to make it as good as the restaurant's going to, right? But you don't want, or you don't need restaurant quality. You need to experience that flavor palette, and you will be able to recreate that.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't have to fuss about making things perfect, right? Like a beef roast gonna taste like a beef roast. Like,
yeah.
Do you
a beef roast is a beef roast is a beef roast.
How much garlic you want to add to that? You want to do paprika? You're crazy. What? Human? You're insane. Scrap all of that and do dill and fennel. I like it. Put raspberries on top. Sheesh. Just get crazy with it. I like that freedom in cooking.
Yeah.
Like, most people will probably tell me that my
the thing is, a lot of the stuff that I want to try is stuff that would be an endeavor to cook.
Yeah.
Because if like the specificity of the ingredients or the the difficulty in acquiring them, or the quantity of which you need to acquire, or that you how much you would acquire versus how much you would actually use, and then you have to figure out what else you're going to make with all of this ingredient.
And honestly, the lazy option is like check the international section of your grocery store. They might just have
Oh,
what
I
you're
do
looking
that.
for in a jar.
Yeah, and I do, but there's a balance to be had
Have you
between
tried tikka
finding
masala
interesting looking
before?
ingredients at the store and getting them versus like you see an item at the store and it looks cool so you get it but you don't know what it goes in. And so it just kind of sits there because you don't know what to make with it.
Yes, that is. Um,
Versus finding a cool looking recipe and then you're like, oh, I gotta get this stuff for it, and then no stores in your state carry that product.
well, you gotta be
And then you
willing
have
to
to
buy
order
some
it.
groceries off of Amazon, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing I do. Your first approach, where I will walk into an Asian grocery store and I'll be like, shit, I'm gonna learn this and that and this and that and these, those, this, that, and you know what? Frankly, I'm not gonna learn how to cook with all of it, but I'm gonna learn how to
Hmm.
cook with a lot of it. And I think if you can
Hmm.
maintain like a positive ratio of like trying out new ingredients and actually
Hmm.
making do on some of them, right? It's not a total waste.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm still a little miffed that I got my family some gochujang because I thought they would like it, and then they just haven't been eating it.
I have gochujang in my refrigerator that I am about to throw out because I bought it over a year ago and I've used it 0 times. It's
I was
just
like,
like
oh,
it's
spicy stuff at
hardly
grocery Asian market. My family likes spicy food. Maybe they will eat this, and then they didn't.
the thing is,
This is the
and
last
I
time I do
think
anything for this family.
well, I think this is possibly the problem that they're also running into, that they
Hmm.
set their heat with the dry ingredients before they move on to pastes and stuff, right?
Hmm.
Like gochujang, it's like
These
either
guys dunk stuff in hot sauce all the time. I don't think that's the issue.
okay,
These guys up
maybe they're
there's
just unappreciative
several bottles of
bastards and
hot
they're
sauce
better off
on the
without
table
you,
that
you
all
know?
get used. Like it's just get the stuff out of the fridge. Mm.
I find that I've already added the heat that I want to the dish before I
Mhm.
want to add like ruse, so paste or something else to thicken.
Mhm.
Like I don't spice is usually something, I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah.
make an entire pot of like spicy stew with like gochujang paste as a base, right?
Mm.
Like I'm kind of a weirdo. I will have a hamburger for breakfast. I've been told that that's not a stereotypical behavior. Um like I'm more than happy with having like dinner food around breakfast time, but it needs to be like
Mm.
kind of attuned differently. Like no, I do not want
Yeah.
cayenne pepper on my burger for breakfast. I want a fried egg and
Yeah.
some maple syrup. That sounds
Mhm.
bomb.
Yeah. You're fixing lunch or dinner foods in a breakfast setting, in breakfast manner.
I mean, hell, I'll just have a hot dog with ketchup for breakfast. I did that when I was a kid.
Mhm. Yeah.
I would have just like leftovers from dinner last night for breakfast. It was just easy.
And
Throw it in the
I'm a
microwave.
strong proponent for
And
breakfast for
I may
dinner.
be biased. My dad made good dinner.
Yeah. I mean, I will definitely just. We have breakfast for dinner
Is it bias
routinely.
anymore now that I learned how to cook?
I don't know.
I knows it when I sees it. And
Thanks,
I
we'll
saw it
fix
for a
pancakes.
long time. I got
Yeah,
many
we'll fix
reminders.
pancakes or waffles or whatever. Usually pancakes. Gosh, we'll make some good pancakes. I like this stuff, like the pancake mix out of like the bottle or whatever makes me sick
Really?
physically. Yeah.
I have a special high protein pancake mix that I use.
That I could probably stand. Like, my mom puts, like, whey protein powder in ours now.
Okay. Protein?
So
Like,
we have our buttermilk
protein's kind
recipe,
of like
and we have
the new fad. Everybody wants high
Yeah.
protein stuff now, and I'm about it.
Yeah. It definitely is easier to get a hold of
They're
high
putting
protein stuff
protein in
nowadays, isn't
boring
it?
shit now.
Yeah. It makes it last longer. You don't have to eat as much of it. It's great. Yeah, we have a buttermilk pancake recipe. We have an oatmeal pancake recipe. The oatmeal pancakes get paired with blueberry sauce,
What do I
which is
do
quite
with a
scrumptious.
jug of buttermilk other than make pancakes? Like, that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to buy buttermilk to just make, like, pancakes out of. Like, I will make a couple of pancakes out of it, and then, like, all right, that was a lot of calories. I can't do that again.
Yeah, I mean, when you're fixing pancakes for a family of 4 or 5 or whatever, it's definitely getting a half gallon of buttermilk is definitely a much more reasonable purchase than one guy.
Yeah, I know.
There's other stuff we use buttermilk for, but it's escaping me at the moment. And certainly, it's the star of the show for the pancakes. Man, they're so good. You'll be happy to know I did get those peaches, and they were good.
They were
and
good.
I ate them for breakfast like 3 days in a row.
I was just say, you responded with the crybaby emote, and I'm like, I think that's a good peach. I think that's the seal of approval.
Good peach.
Good peach.
Good peach.
Fruit be like that though. I still
True.
remember my grandmother, my nonna, Italian grandmother, had a strawberry patch in her backyard when I was a kid, and my hands would be stained red coming inside, and those were the sweetest, best fucking tasting strawberries I will never again eat for the rest of my life. Oh.
Yeah. Dude, we grow some good strawberries down here. Yeah, the soil is really good for growing watermelon. We get a lot of those that are really good. I was looking at the HelloFresh orders for like the next couple of weeks, and there's a lot of recipes that call for apricot. So gee, I wonder if those are coming in season.
I am not an apricot fan.
That is a shame. Apricot preserves are that's definitely a nostalgia thing for me. That was my grandfather's favorite. He always had some of that in the fridge whenever we would go visit.
Something about it. I just don't like I could potentially do it in a charcuterie, like with prosciutto on flatbread, like some hummus, right? As like something else, but like apricot jelly on toast, no.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't do raspberry, so
I suck down raspberries. Oh my gosh. I am a vacuum cleaner, and raspberries are dust, man. I swear. I love raspberries
so funny
so much.
watching
We had
my favorite fruit change depending on what's in season. It's like, yes, peaches are my favorite fruit. Yes, strawberries are my favorite. Yes, Rainier cherries are my favorite.
It's raspberry.
Et cetera.
I've always been team raspberry from day one. Oh, not like sweet, tart raspberries. Well, I fucking love that shit, man. But like every grocery store is just like, oh my god, ripe, super sweet raspberries. No, give me them sour bitches. Give me them angry sons of bitches, right?
I want my raspberries to hate me specifically.
Oh, good tart
if you give it a bag of Rainier cherries, I will just eat the entire thing in a day if you let me.
I'm also not a cherry person.
Interesting. All cherries, or specifically like black cherries,
Oh,
or
like I'm not averse. Like rainier cherries I've had, but it's just like it's the pit. I don't
Mm.
want to have to deal with that shit. Like a raspberry, you just there are the seeds in there. You eat them,
yeah.
crunch them. I
This is
cannot.
a pretty
I will
good
die
like
if I
Minecraft
do
eat
that to
sound you just
cherry
made, by the
pits.
way. Like, I envision Steve chowing down on like, I don't know, watermelon or something. Yeah, I don't mind the pits. I like the method of it, I guess. There's a rhythm to it.
I like the
Good
rhythm
grapes.
of my teeth
Always fan.
chewing on yummy food. We can
Yes.
get to that process as soon as possible with the most
Yes.
amount.
Radio cherries are really good though.
Yeah. I guess it's just like I don't really have the opportunity to have fresh cherries. And like anything that I buy in the grocery store, I'm probably not going to be getting the best stock of.
Yeah.
So it's like, what
sure.
farmer's market around here am I going to get fresh cherries off of? Might take a while. Fresh cranberries all over the fucking place.
Yeah, cranberries
love
a dime a dozen up there.
cranberries. Sheesh, do I love cranberries. Oh man. You use cranberry sauce for dinner for Thanksgiving? That is jello, okay? That is a dessert item. Oh,
We do not consume canned cranberry sauce. We make our own.
no. I give me that gelatin hard, like comes out of the can in like
Yeah,
a
it's
fucking
you put it on the table and it's still got the ribs
like
in
a
it from the aluminum.
JRPG enemy, man. Like have it some form, and then you just take the
Yeah,
knife.
we cook ours down.
Fuck, I have a can of cranberry sauce that
You have access to the freshest cranberries, and you're like, yes, can of. This is a Final Fantasy enemy right here.
It really
That's what
is.
I want.
The can, like Ocean Spray canned cranberry sauce, is the bomb.
I've attempted to make a cool color variant of our logo. I'm going to see how that looks with the blue shirt.
Yo.
I'm very enticingly close to having 100,000 payload distance on the stream.
Massive.
Might be able to make it by the end of the stream, we'll see. If I pay attention to when those little green boxes pop up.
Man. Ugh. Man, why did mate have to be today?
Yeah. I did it.
Punch! Falcon! Punch! Falcon! Punch! Falcon! Punch!
Well, that is his death.
Falcon! Punch!
Oh my goodness. Been streaming this whole time without music.
Oh, geez. Nobody told us.
I know. and chill.
I haven't even been listening to music.
Isn't that kind of vibe?
Yeah, just chatting about food,
I
good
love food.
places.
Oh my god, I love food.
Isaac recently expressed to me that his food is just kind of a thing that he has to do,
Aw,
and it's just sad.
that is
Like,
sad.
it just keeps the. It's like, ah, that explains so much. My poor boy.
Hey, like, yes. So awesome. When you're good at cooking, you get to make exactly what you want to eat all the time. Always.
One day I'll be there.
I'm still not there. Real scares me. Not good at like eyeballing shit, you know?
Yeah. Like I would be so reliant on the meat thermometer. I would be jamming.
Oh
I would
yeah.
be stabbing, skewering,
They've got
perforating
like, you
this
know,
cut of meat.
long-term monitoring food thermometers that you like stick it in. There's like a
Yeah.
thermal resistant wire that goes along the
Mhm.
side. I'm just
Oh yeah, we got one of those.
put that right there.
We got one of those.
They use one on the cooking channel that's like a visual thermal sensor. It's like a laser. You can point into like a pot of hot oil and it tells you how hot the oil is. That
Oh
shit's
yeah, we have a laser thermometer.
What?
It's pretty sick.
What the
I used to
fuck?
point it at our wood stove and see how hot it was getting.
How much was
I,
it?
I still don't know how it works, but it's insane.
I want one.
Like I'm guessing it's just like the lasers just to show you where it's pointing.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
just like an infrared camera or whatever, but still just the idea of like point this laser at a thing and it'll tell you how warm it is. And it's like, what? Whoa!
That's crazy.
Whoa!
Holy shit.
Amazing.
I guess, yeah, if it's the thermal.
Like I just now had that epiphany as I was
Machine
saying the
vision
sentence.
algorithm, that's not advanced tech.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. Oh, you just dropped a bomb, didn't you, buddy? Yeah, you did. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh boy.
I don't think he did a good job with that.
Oh no. Not again.
Yep. He did no job.
Oh. Buddy. Please.
I do not know.
Buddy boy.
Oh, man. I'm down. How long I can play unranked before I don't want to play unranked anymore?
2 games. New record.
A new record. No, Falcon. Wait, I still don't have my music.
Get the beatsies.
For real. a Falco. I'm shocked.
The trouble is the fuchsia color for the circle does not play well with the red shirt. I think I need to make a different version for that.
Oh!
Yo, can I get a young Discord stream?
Yeah, oh my goodness. I went to stomp his up B and he immediately quit out.
Ooh.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, I'm gonna be just an absolute monkey out there. That
Got that dog in him.
the dog in him. I hate slime so much.
This sure is a sentence you can say.
Oh, but he got that dog in him.
I've never heard someone say something that makes so little sense and yet so much at the same time.
Oh man. He did alright. Him and Ludwig were like, you know, buddies at the beginning. Ludwig is like one of the top streamers on the platform. And Slime is like an S tier commentator. He like basically gets to choose whatever events he wants to commentate on, save for like the biggest of the big, which are dedicated to the veterans. What I understand, he's also got like, he's got all like the hooks in on the business side of things, right? He's not just a caster, like he is a manager, like kind of an investor in some regards. All right, Fox, better. Fountain, not so much. I want to stay on platform because that's where it's safe. That's where this Fox is not.
And that's where he is continuing to short hop back here. Aw. Watch him short hop back air. Aw. I don't know how specifically Falcon counters short hop and full hop back airs, but I think if you figure that out, he's a dead fox.
You don't do much. You just don't interact with it, really.
Just wait it out.
Yeah, it's dead. Yeah, you want to punish his landing, not his approach.
I got him, GG's.
Oh no!
No!
You didn't let me live off of that, you savage.
Anyways, tight game.
That's what's making me fall in love with Falcon. It's just like, shit, I'm down. God, I'm
No, I'm not. Got him. I'm the best. You just get a good
the
knee in
arcade.
there. Ooh.
You did the Fox edge guard. Or just,
As they do.
I mean, that's the Falcon edge guard. It's just back hair him over again. Over again.
Okay. Give me the knee. Give me the knee. Give me the knee. Oh, so close.
No.
That'll do it.
Oops-a-doodle.
Whoopsie
Just
daisy.
fox things. And now it's
Just
my
fox.
stage.
Fond memories of Smash 64,
Alright.
where that couldn't happen.
Yeah, it could. Don't kid yourself. Fox still exists in Smash 64.
Yeah, well, Isaac didn't
Just
play
wasn't
Fox,
that free.
so Isaac played, I don't know, like Falcon Stomp and like Kirby Up Special on Ledge, which was insurpassable, impossible to beat.
Dude, this guy's got nothing on the socks. He just wants edge guards.
He
He just tried to kill me.
Oh,
off
he
of that.
he wanted that. He wanted that. He wanted that. Aw, dang. Watch him do it again.
Get out of here. All right. There's something up here, and you're not with it. One of us is gonna get the score win at the end of this game. You know.
Who's a real winner here?
Like, if you just did the same, like, 4 tricks in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, you're not doing nothing, bro. Alright. That potentially mess him up. We'll see. It's the bubbers. Yeah, it is, man. Approximately.
The bubbers. Ooh, 99.9k Halo distance.
I'm dead off that. Yep.
Man, I do not like web graphic design editors. They never have the one thing I need. Please, I just want to scale these to both the same size, but nothing snaps. I want to have the two colors be the same size, but no. You fool. There's no percentages. There's
Yeah.
no snapping. I can turn on the grid, but it doesn't snap to the grid, so what's the point? Cool, I can see the grid. Wish it was useful though. You can tell. These are two slightly different sizes. Like I shouldn't care, but I do.
You gotta do something, buddy. This fox doesn't expect any crazy stuff. Alright, that should have killed.
So in an upcoming HelloFresh week, which I may be getting, there's a recipe for curried chickpea fritters. The labeled difficulty is hard, and it requires frying. Contemplating whether or not I want to do it.
Good defense.
Ah! I'ma do it.
That was my dash attack. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a little clip. You're gonna do that? You're a fucking weenie. This is unranked. It's unranked. Alright, there's no way this dude has this good neutral and is that terrible by the ledge. He's not good by the ledge. Don't jump into that, sir. General word of advice.
Hurt to the wise.
And there's busted. Just a little sauce. That was just a little sauce. That's the kind of stuff that like wins you like your set, right? Is that little momentum shift.
Yeah.
I should have won that game, but I went for some saucy
Yeah.
stuff, and he literally will not let you get away with anything.
Nope.
I would like somebody that isn't Fox. Today was National
Your
Roller
wish
Coaster
is
Day.
granted.
That's
It's Falco.
funny, man.
What's up?
It was National Roller Coaster.
All right then.
Cool, cool.
Convenient.
Wait. Wait, no, even better. Is that actually J-Moke right now?
There's no way.
If he chain grabs? No. Okay. Oh, he does chain grab. I need to see like some sick needle reverse stuff for me to believe it's J-Mook.
Yeah. He's offline right now, so he's not streaming at least.
Nah, this guy's capped.
Yeah, there's no way.
What are you gonna do?
So do top name melee players, do they usually go on unranked or whatever with their
Very rarely.
main tags, or do they usually go undercover?
They usually go undercover. Single brain cell.
And dash attack. They usually go undercover with something else.
Yeah, they usually do aliases. See? I understand. Dummy.
Stupid. I think.
I don't think that was J-Mook.
You know? Don't think so. Running it back though.
I'm fine with them.
Are you guys the same person?
Maybe.
Aww. You're playing yourself in another timeline, perhaps.
I hope that me in another timeline doesn't copy top player names.
A darker timeline, perhaps.
I scared him. He had a heart attack right there on ledge.
He's scared.
Oh my god, it's moneyed on.
Moneyed on.
It's just what the monkey brain came up with at the time. I wasn't in control of the mouth.
No, I like it. It's good. That's just how fighting games are. You just come up with weird words, and sometimes they're vaguely Yiddish in origin. And just
You
kinda,
apply SH to the front of it.
yeah, it's like SCH, whatever. Movement, schwasted.
That was a
Schmammered,
ridiculous jump call. I'm so
schmoneyed.
sick. Thank you, Arcanus. Wow, that was a good dash check. Yeah. Just keeps holding ledge. Silly. Oh,
There he
okay.
goes.
He does not want
Bye-bye.
to continue. We will see how much longer. Suicide by Grape.
It's
Alright.
like for a dog. Speed.
Bean. Oh, this dude's got the sauce. Dude's punish game is actually kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, the reverse. Just what I needed. Oh, that he knows his percents too.
This guy's a scholar.
Alright, that was cool.
I wish there's a different red on these t-shirts. This one red is annoying to work with. Maybe like a burgundy or something.
Pookie. Another Spacey.
Curious.
My Sheik should not be getting neutral wins like this. Oh, this Falco. Oh no. Oh, this Falco.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I don't even know Sheik stalls.
Fake chic tertiary.
I know, really. Oh my god, that was sick!
I have hit 100,000 payload distances. I've succeeded.
No, get out of here. Okay. Oh, sir. Oh shit, that was gonna be cool. Tap.
Two.
Down tilt doesn't kill, silly boy. Oh, what if he SDIs the up air?
I don't know, someone I follow, primarily for Star Trek content, has finally gotten around to watching Strange New Worlds.
Isn't that a good thing?
She...
Not very good
She's
opinions.
a special... No. No, she's just a very special kind of person. She has a lot of opinions, and she talks about them at length, often. And in a... She is like the poster child for a romantic. And also a like med student, biologist, scholar, something. She's well learned, well read, very quirky. But it's just a gift set of Christopher Pike, Anson Mount, tagged. What I'd really like to do is carry him under my arm like a beat-up velveteen rabbit and take him everywhere with me, dragged through the mud by his ears, lovingly.
Ah, I held on ledge too long. Haha! Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, that was kind of neat. I'm not supposed to be using down air on Sheik like this. Got those pivot jumps unlocked. Okay. Okay. You're gonna taunt on that? Alright. No games for you.
Doubt?
You're keeping it close with my Sheik and my Zelda. He taunts on my Zelda. That's what he taunts on.
Yeah, that you're gonna do that?
And I just needed to place one more fair and he was done. That was the worst up B of all time right at the end there. Oh my gosh, the puff? I love it.
A puff! Finally! It's not a spacey!
What? Why? You just didn't want to fight me. You don't want to fight Sheik, eh? I love fighting Puff. Yo,
It's
Marv?
a volleyball.
You get away with that pummel once, sir.
Dude, I love cats.
Dude, same.
Cats are so good.
Speaking of, hi William. Oh my God, William!
He heard me.
He's right there in front of the keyboard.
Hello, boy.
I love you. Yes, I do. He's my favorite boy. You're so dead.
Bye-bye.
Dude, Falcon is so dumb.
Like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep forward airing off stage with no hope of recovery. Maybe hitting you. It's important.
Oh no! Right in the booty. What were you thinking?
I don't think he was.
He wants the last duck scenario.
He has to feel the rush of adrenaline.
What a last duck scenario that was.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was it everything you hoped it would be? You dreamed it would be? The role was younger and you had everything to lose.
Got him. Oh my god, chased him down.
I love that crowd sound effect. Just like,
Kitty.
Kitty baby. Hello, baby boy. Hey, the camera's up here, buddy. Come look at the camera. That'd be annoying.
Oh, he's obnoxious with grabs. Hey. Hi, buddy. Oh my gosh. You're such a silly boy. Wow, this guy sucks. That's fine. Can you stop licking my hand, buddy? I need it for stuff right now. Oh, I'm dead. Never mind, he sucks. Look at this boy, what is he doing? Okay, he's going away. Oh, needed to angle that right. Otherwise, that was fine. That was nasty. Oh my gosh, are you there? Oh
What?
my gosh. Oh, you need to clip that.
Okay.
They were like, the last 2 stocks were like just so great.
My Chief. And a Twitch clip editor's been finicky lately. It keeps wanting to like, oh, oopsie poopsie, I forgot how to video schmidio.
Oh, that's how we lose this game. I was even just telling you what I was gonna start doing, and you're not. Good SDIN. Oh my goodness. I really All right, that's a Marth Edgeguard. Oh, he does Marth stuff. Dude, this guy just dashes back. That's all he does. That's literally the only thing.
The perfect defensive option.
This is the Marth equivalent of white bread.
Cult summons patron demon during ritual combat ceremony.
Oh god, no.
It's William appearing on stream. Sweet child.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the good thing is I don't have to play this Marth anymore.
Do that.
Speaking of, hi William. Oh my God, William!
Really did sick him on me.
Yeah, sometimes the clip titles just come
clip
to you in a
titles.
vision.
Dude. Oh man. Psycho streamer
First of all-
screams at random audience members. Oh man.
Verbally berates. First of all, you're stupid.
You're stupid.
Second of all, I'm correct. Third of all,
Yo, Dad.
ungodly noises. We need more Ganon mains.
We actually don't. He's terrifying.
Exactly. More melee players need the fear of God in them. Warlock punch.
No, no.
Stop. Using the kick as a recovery still freaks me out.
It gives you your double jump back, in case you didn't know that one.
That would explain why people use it.
Yeah. Ganon is especially good because his is shorter. So he, like, gets to live way longer than Captain Falcon for the same technique.
Huh. Yeah, I was wondering why people did that, because it just looks like...
Yeah, just that tiny
It's
little
like you're not-
tidbit
you're not
which
getting a lot
completely
of
changes
horrors-
the context of it.
Yeah. It's like, well, this seems like you're getting a whole lot of horizontal distance out of that, considering how fast you're going downwards. Ooh, kick, kick, and geek.
Oh. I'll give him the high stock homie, or the high percent homie stock. High stock homie is a much different thing. My
Yeah.
lawyers have told me not to say anything further.
Of course I have.
Oh no!
That wasn't ledge.
That was not ledge, and you do not snap to it. I like this guy. You gotta stop with those
He's
low
playing
percent
cannon, that's what I
pummels, bro.
mean.
No! Ah! No!
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh man.
That was a call an ambulance, but not for me moment
Not
right
for
there.
me. Yeah, he's still alive.
Look at him go.
No, sir.
Just no. Just no.
Don't do it to me. Oh, he did. I got you, homie. Oh!
Oh.
Onto the cloud. Yes. No.
Aww.
Shy guy. Man, why you gotta hold ledge? The arcade. Oh my god, he's just up airing me. It's fine.
I stand back and I watch you explore in perfect vision that I've been here before. Falling faster, I try to ignore. I see
What the fuck?
I see you.
I ain't saving you that time, buddy.
That's on you.
Oh my god. Acto shield right, Arcanist.
I'll let you drag me to hell if you hold
Ah. I wasn't confident enough.
Tell me this is real and will never end.
That dash attack is not getting me anywhere, really.
This is
Oh, I tried,
That's
buddy.
alright.
I was gonna make it fancy.
and they show that I'm out of time.
Okay, don't shine stall right there for him to pop you like a target.
Yeah,
Little
no.
That was kind of nifty. Okay, there you go. Hit that recovery. Oh, he hit the first hit. That would have been sick.
He hit the floor, next thing you know. Ganon got low.
Oh, that was garbage, Ti.
Victory! Oh, I left.
Oh, no, he didn't. I didn't.
Oh? You didn't? Okay. Good.
I knows what's up.
Gotta say, you better not be leaving. I like this guy.
I'm confusing the fuck out of him.
moving off of good. At least my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe it, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure out way out of. Try but can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to, but if I'm honest, I get my feels when I want you.
Oh my god, he killed me off of that shit! Ah! Get out of here, bro.
Be gone.
Alright, this dude's not making me feel good as a mid-tier. Holy shit. I need longer limbs.
His stumpy little arms.
Optimal. About how it's going, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, only, if only. Dummy. Oh, he got me on it. No! Ah! Longer limbs are working out though.
Height can be an advantage.
Okay. What the fuck? Okay. Dude, why does that latch? Get out of here. Damn. Like that too.
Oh,
He just does fucking Ganon stuff.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a fun little number there, though.
Ow. Yeah.
Also a fun little number. Number is 1-800-DIE.
Caught that jump, silly boy. Okay. Didn't grab ledge.
Didn't need to.
No.
Dude, I'm so hungry right now, and all I can do is keep thinking about all the food we just talked about that I can't eat.
I had it. These were good games. There we go.
Finish
Oh,
out
jeez.
strong.
Later than I thought it was.
It is late.
I win one and then I'm out.
Sounds choice.
Holy shit! I want to win one. You grabbed me behind you, you bitch. Yeah.
Picking your bones apart.
What was that? What the fuck was that angle?
Ooh. Skillfully dodged. Electric slap noise. Ooh, nice tag. Aw, stubby little arms.
I know.
Like father, like son. Which I guess would make
There we go.
Ganon... That would make Ganon Samus's father-in-law. That's fun.
God.
Which would make the baby Metroid Ganon's grandson? Aww. So close. Another one.
Get out of here. My up there.
Ooh! Ooh, sauce on him! Ooh!
You let me get one grab off, buddy.
Sorry it had to be this way. Who am I kidding? Not sorry at all. He's in your head. Oh, he's in your head. That jab, though.
That jab sucks, man. Oh, that was a crazy tech.
Oh.
I don't do those techs often.
Two more steps forward. Set. Two more steps. Set.
Get out of here. No.
Beautiful.
One and done. Several and done. Alright, everybody. That's it.
That's all, folks.
Bye-bye.